When hungry, wild boars focus on cornfields, enjoying the delicious corn ears full of milk. Their destructive actions have many consequences, with wild boars ranked among the 100 worst invasive species worldwide. In 2007, researchers estimated that each wild boar caused $300 in damage per year, resulting in a large damage control and remediation cost in excess of $1.5 million per year. Their use of their noses to dig into the soil and turn it over in search of food sources changes the natural chemistry and nutrient cycles of the soil. The mixing of soil layers that frequently accompanies digging by wild boars has also altered plant communities, facilitating the establishment and spread of invasive plant species. Furthermore, wild boars directly contribute fecal bacteria to water sources, increasing sedimentation, increasing turbidity, changing pH levels, and reducing pollution levels. Since their introduction to the continental United States by Christopher Columbus, the number of feral swine across the United States has increased to 9 million, creating significant challenges for American farmers, especially in Texas. From 1982 to 2016, the feral pig population increased from 2.4 million to about 6.9 million, with an estimated 2.6 million in Texas alone. Their continued expansion is fueled by high reproductive rates, diverse diets, and lack of natural predators. Wild boars' adaptability allows them to survive in a variety of environments, preferring to feed on seeds, plants, small insects, and even dead animals when their preferred foods are scarce. This food flexibility carries risks, as wild boars harbor a variety of bacteria and diseases that can potentially infect livestock. The consequences of a disease outbreak, such as foot and mouth disease, can be devastating to the livestock industry, with total losses in agricultural income running into billions of dollars. Negative effects on small farmers can lead to loss of land and pasture. The landscape witnesses traces of destruction left by wild boars from the previous day. This will be an ideal place to set traps with an advanced camera system, sensors, and remote control powered by solar energy. The latest advances in remote camera technology allow real-time monitoring of wild boar activity on a phone, tablet, or computer using mobile data, helping to better understand pig behavior forest at the trap site and make smart decisions about when to activate the trap to support effective population management. Optimizing the number of pigs captured is important in every aspect of trap installation. Each component of the trap is supported by a forklift, making installation easier. Traps are usually made from stainless steel, ensuring durability and longevity. Among the many methods to control the wild boar population, although the use of trapping has proven to be the most effective method for large population reductions within the United States, its impact is often limited by the ability to deploy traps in remote areas, difficult to reach by means of transportation. After installation is complete, the hunter will spread bait inside the trap to attract wild boars. Popular grains include fermented corn, rice, sorghum or barley, acorns, overripe fruit, and honey. When caught in a trap, wild boars often panic, run back and forth, and even jump into the trap themselves to find a way to escape from it. Their lives often end with a gunshot, or they are sometimes bought by wild boar farms to process into high-value food. In 2021, approximately 20,889 feral hogs were captured in the state of Texas, accounting for 57% of all feral hogs removed. The use of aircraft guns is an effective method to rapidly reduce feral boar populations in areas with lots of open landscape space and high feral boar population densities. However, the effectiveness of this method decreases as visibility and population density decrease. So this method is often most effective in areas with scattered vegetation and high wild boar population density. There is also debate about whether this method will change the behavior of the wild boar population, causing them to expand their living areas and learn to avoid aircraft, making them more difficult to find using helicopters. Recreational hunting of wild boars is a popular activity in the United States, often using hunting dogs as effective support tools to help them search and detect wild boars hiding in dense bushes. In fact, feral hogs are considered a valuable species in some states, not only as useful hunting subjects but also as a source of fun and meat. Recreational hunting can take many forms, such as traveling or hunting through baited areas, and similar to other forms of control. It has the potential to reduce wild boar populations in the wild. Specific areas of high density and increased human activity are relevant for control measures. Impact on wild boar behavior is an important aspect in recreational hunting has been observed to contribute to the dispersion of wild boar populations. Additionally, selective harvesting of only large males as game animals may prevent efforts to reduce population numbers. Removal of females and juveniles has a greater effect on reducing the production of the entire population. Therefore, selective harvesting that does not discriminate between sex and age categories proves to be a more effective means than selective culling of males. Welcome to the video, my friend. Millions of invasive Canada geese have spread across local areas in the United States, polluting the environment, competing with some native animals for territory, and severely affecting the ecosystems of many states. States in the United States. Every year, they cause millions of dollars in damage to ecosystems here, including forests. So how do farmers deal with 7 million invading geese? If you are interested in this content, please leave number 1 below in the comments section to let us know. Canada geese undertake a seasonal migration cycle, moving from breeding grounds in North America to winter hardening areas and back in the spring. They often migrate in large herds that can number up to thousands of individuals per herd. When moving, they chose to travel hundreds of miles. In contrast, gray geese are stable but can move within their range. In case of severe weather, they can also move to areas with more favorable living conditions. They often gather in grassland and swamp areas, where there are abundant food sources and favorable living conditions. They eat bark and leaves, negatively impacting the tree's reproductive process, especially affecting to young and mature trees. This not only disrupts biodiversity, but also hinders the environment's natural ability to regenerate. However, this brings with it negative consequences for the environment and native animals, as they compete strongly with other species for food and shelter. This competition leads to a decline in native animal populations, causing fluctuations in the ecological structure. The rapid growth of invasive goose populations, increasing by millions each year, has prompted government intervention to tackle the problem. A common tactic for managing Canada geese is hunting. Hunters strategically choose hunting locations in large fields with lots of grass and food. especially in the eastern and midwestern United States. A popular approach is to use decoy geese placed in high locations, easily visible from the air. Hunting is usually carried out early in the morning before the geese begin to appear. This process allows the hunter to observe the movements and behavior of the goose before the hunt begins. Common hunting techniques include the use of scarecrows, the use of pellet guns, and the use of pellet guns. Success in goose hunting depends on preparation and skill. 12 or 20 caliber pistols with ball and lead bullets are popular choices. Binoculars aid in viewing geese from a distance, and hunters use cover to conceal their location. Hunting skills, including accurate aiming, predicting the goose's flight path, and handling unexpected situations, play an important role in determining success or failure. Have you ever used a gun to hunt geese? Please share your experiences in the comments section to let us know. Important skills after shooting dead geese immediately are important to ensure meat quality and avoid waste. Whether a day of goose hunting has a good harvest or not, the process of harvesting geese is very important. All hunted geese are divided into different areas by the hunting group, and only 1/3 of a flock of geese can be harvested at a time. This is considered a good result when choosing the right hunting area to ensure the sustainability of hunting activities. It is most important to comply with local regulations and have a valid hunting license. Swamp goose hunting is a popular activity in the United States, especially in the western and northeastern states. Canada geese are the most popular goose species hunted. The process of hunting geese in bogs is quite similar to hunting geese in the field. but it is necessary to choose a goose gnawing model that can float on water or be fixed with 3 branches. This attraction needs to be done at a time when it is not yet light. Placing goose patterns scattered over a large area can attract more geese. However, in the swamp area, you can only hide in areas with large trees or on boats to wait for geese. Hunters need to patiently wait for the geese to appear. Geese often migrate to the marshes in the early morning or late afternoon. The hunter needs to shoot at an important position so that the goose immediately faints and falls. After the goose falls, it can be moved and harvested immediately so as not to affect the quality of the meat. Swamp goose hunting season in the United States usually begins in October and lasts through March. From October to December, geese migrate to the bogs to escape the cold of winter, and from January to December 3, they will migrate back north to mate. Therefore, to control the goose population most effectively, one needs to understand their behavior. Hunting is an effective means of controlling goose populations. However, it can only control goose numbers to a certain extent without other management measures. Therefore, Canada goose numbers in the United States will continue to increase without further management measures. Keep watching the video for more details on how farmers are confronting other invasive species in the United States. Healthy grazing land. There is an ongoing issue of competition for grazing land between wild horse advocates and farmers. Conflicts arising from the depletion of resources, especially fodder, due to the increasing number of wild horses. Before the appearance of wild horses, cattle grazed freely on grasslands, providing farmers with plenty of grazing land. However, the presence of wild horses has led to significant challenges for farmers. Wild horses are resourceful and adaptable, capable of hunting for food, so they pose a threat to other species in the environment. Impacts include destruction of grazing land, consumption of stored hay for livestock, and uprooting of grass and tree roots, leading to desolate landscapes. Farmers in states such as New Mexico have reported difficulties raising livestock as wild horses have eaten up stored hay, forcing them to travel long distances in search of pristine pastures. This competition for resources creates water shortages, affects irrigation for neighboring farms, and hinders grassland regeneration. Controlling wild horse populations is a complex problem, and there is no easy solution. Various methods have been tested, including injecting birth control pills directly into wild horses, but the impact remains limited. Chasing is considered a minimally invasive method of preventing wild horses from taking away livestock feed and controlling their populations. Opinions on how to handle wild horses remain controversial. Some people advocate keeping them in breeding facilities, while others advocate allowing them to roam freely, demonstrating a connection to the spirit of nature and freedom of the past. Despite the cultural significance of wild horses, the growing population poses challenges in maintaining a healthy balance in the ecosystem, and the U.S. Bureau of Land Management estimates that the current population has exceeded beyond sustainability. The ongoing debate highlights the need for sustainable management measures to address competing interests in wild horse conservation and agricultural needs. Among invasive species in the United States, wild horses are a serious problem, and many measures have been taken to control their population. However, according to a 2022 report in the Journal of Wildlife Management, there are about 300,000 wild horses roaming freely across areas, including tribal territories and states. Contraceptives are a good solution to prevent the rapid increase of the wild horse population. However, this is not the only solution and requires the coordination of many different measures to ensure balance in the ecosystem. Wild horses have gone through a journey from mythology to the fascination of farmers today. Their appearance and impact is a typical example of the complex situation that humans face when changing the natural environment. Maintaining the balance between the environment and humans poses many challenges, and controlling the wild horse population is a comprehensive solution to protect the environment and farmers. Moving on to another topic, let's explore frog farms in Vietnam to discover the process of transforming frog eggs into delicious frog legs for the dinner table. The mating process involves injecting female and male frogs with an aphrodisiac to stimulate mating. They are then released into separate tanks that have been prepared for mating and egg laying. Frogs begin the mating process by emitting unique sounds to attract partner frogs. The male grasps the female from behind in a mating position, releasing sperm as the female lays the eggs. On average, it takes 1 to 3 weeks for frog eggs to hatch into larvae, water animals with gills. Through metamorphosis, the larvae become young frogs, also known as young frogs or frog larvae, with lungs, legs, and a shape similar to adult frogs. In the frog farming process, farmers must separate young frogs into different tanks or areas to manage growth, monitor health, prevent overcrowding, and provide optimal conditions for growth. Periodic cleaning of the tank or equipment surface to prevent algae or bacteria buildup is common. Commercial frog foods often use high-quality ingredients to ensure optimal nutrition. These ingredients may include fish balls, soybeans, grains, vitamins, minerals, and other additives necessary for the frog's health and growth. The pellets are designed to float on water, making them easily accessible to both live and semi-live frogs. Harvesting frogs usually occurs when they reach the desired size or stage of development. Frogs are caught and placed in mesh bags, each bag containing about 15 to 20 kilograms of frogs. Let's follow the process of catching frogs and the satisfaction of farmers during the harvest process. Besides Vietnam, frogs are also raised in France, Indonesia, Thailand, America, and especially China. In the United States, frogs are raised on a small scale and are often used for research purposes. Frog bags are weighed before being transported to the market or processing plant. Their plant frogs are killed, skinned, and their legs cut off. Once the legs were collected, they were washed and immersed in a cold water bath at 7 degrees Celsius to remove any remaining blood. The frog's legs are then trimmed with scissors to remove remaining skin organs and blood stains. After washing, the frog legs are transferred to the freezing line. They are arranged in layers, not overlapping each other. The temperature of frog legs after freezing needs to reach -8 degrees Celsius. Finally, the frog legs are packaged according to the weight required by the customer.